everyone, it's David here. So I want to talk to you about 5 points about being able to have a successful surplus fund business. But before I actually run these points by you, do me a favor. If you've not subscribed, click the subscribe and the notification link below. I'd like for you to be one of my lucky winners or get notifications when we do things. If I do a live event or something like that, I'd love for you to be notified about that. So subscribe. Let's go and get into the video. The first part about this, and the part I'm going to hit on, actually, the part I'm going to hit on today, because I'll do a series on this, is going to be seeking clarity. And what does that mean? So you want to have a surplus fund business, you've got to seek clarity. Now, let's talk about what that means. So first of all, I would say, how do you want to interact with others? And this is important. So I would challenge you to find other people in the business and to be interacting with them, be asking questions like I get, and I try to answer all the questions on YouTube. I'm going to do that a little bit later on this week, is jump on and do some live answers, because I love the questions that I get. But talk to people in the business, find out what they're doing, find out how they're getting contracts signed back, find out exactly what they're doing. You've got to ask yourself, what do you want? And you really have to know what you want. And this goes back, like I've given a lot of videos on why and understanding your why. And people and I go back and forth on this. Hating your boss, wanting to work for yourself, and wanting to eat pizza all day on the couch is not a good why. And I hear that all day long. Wanting $1 billion in your bank account. Well, you know what? I would love that too, and I'm not even near that. Having a life where you can control your time and you can monitor it is part of that. That's absolutely huge in the business. Being able to have money to cover bills and have some left over, well, that's very nice to have. Being able to be ahead, and I'd really recommend everybody in life, whatever you do, to be 6 months ahead in business with expenses, meaning that you have 6 months of expenses out. What happens if we hit another round of COVID and your local state or county or whatever that you're drawing funds from and getting people paid? What if they shut down? What if something happens? I mean, it's always good to be prepared and ahead. You have to really understand and interact with others. And it is a little bit scary working for yourself. When I was a teacher, I got great benefits. I don't get those anymore. I got a lot of other little perks. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love my time. I love the fact that I can wake up and decide when I'm going to make phone calls. I like the fact that I can interact with my family, my kids. I can take my kids to school, pick them up. I can go and do what I want to do and run errands as I see fit. I absolutely love that. But I also have to work my business. I can't say, oh, I have all the free time. And when I get behind my desk, there's no one that's standing over me that says, you have to be doing this. You have to really understand and know why you're doing what you're doing. You have to really know what you want. Okay. You want to work for yourself. You want to have a great income. And you want to be able to, and why do you want it? Like mine revolves a lot around family. A lot of other people's do. I question people all the time on the why aspect of it, but you have to really ask yourself, what do you want? So again, you've got to seek clarity. You've got to interact with others. Ask yourself, what do you want? What do you want? Why do you want it? How are you going to get it? Those are 3 good questions to ask that I have on another video. What do you want to be? So if you want to be a claims locator, you want to be a surplus fund locator, a state locator, I give a lot of script. I give a lot of videos on how to do this. You have to start practicing and seeing yourself becoming that person. You should be listening to Audible 30 minutes a day. But again, what do you want to be and how are you going to get there? How should you treat others? So there are so many times where I have been told, yeah, let's go and do a deal. There's times I've been cussed out on the phone and I've been very polite to the people. And I've been able to go back and have a conversation, get contracts out, or find out info on why. So you have to ask yourself, how do you want to treat others? And you want to be professional in this business. The other question you got to ask yourself is, what will bring me fulfillment? Most people that I talk to make under $100,000 a year. Would $100,000 a year bring you fulfillment? You can make less than 10 grand a month and do that. Very doable in the surplus funds business. Last week on the calls, I had a couple people with a $1,500 payout. I was doing safe funds on that day. They said, yeah, and it's like, if you got $1,500 a week, once a week, that'd be 4 times a month. That would be 6 grand a month. That would be, that would be 72,000 a year. That's a very doable business. That's pre-tax. That'd be very nice to be able to work for yourself. And it's great, but you have to understand and you have to seek clarity. You have to really define on who you want to be. So you want to be a surplus fund specialist. And a lot of people want to get involved in real estate. And I look at my first deal in real estate. I totally, when I did my first crowdfunding deal in real estate, I totally messed it up. And I say that because I gave my investing partner way too much money. I did too much work. I brought the house. I had to learn to value what I was worth, what other people was worth, and the fact of working with my own funds and other people's funds. I've messed up rehabs. I've messed up comps. I've learned so much about that. How does that relate to surplus funds? Well, in learning surplus funds, I was watching people get paid not knowing that I could make money in this process. And it's like, wow, if I go back to 2014, when I first saw my first deal and it crossed my desk, I'd be like, oh, wait, let me help you get that. Can I get paid in the process? And I totally handled that different. That was a condo that went up for overage in Paramount, California. You've got to really start learning this, learning the local rules and laws of your county or wherever it is you're going to work. Talk to other people that are doing it. And you've got to self-monitor yourself. Like you've got to come up with the disciplinary action. It's like what you're doing when you're teaching. I got a book that I was expected to go through within the school year. It was probably about that thick. There were standards and everything else that I had to go through within that year, and we would make it through a certain portion. Surplus funds, you don't have someone standing right over you. You don't have someone telling you what to do. You're working for yourself. You're totally free, and you're wanting to get into this. You could very much make good money on this. I've seen people that do. I have people that are regularly making over $100,000 a year. It's an incredible business to be in, but you have to be self-disciplined. You have to be self-monitored, and you got to keep on asking yourself, what do I need to be doing? What can I do better? Hey, do me a favor. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, give me a likes, and I'll see you on the next video.